Hello and welcome to Sound of Hope News. I'm Liam O'Neill and here is your June 22nd China Brief. Car batteries might be disappearing from shelves. Grounds for concern: China may be spying on the United States through coffee machines. Pacific Amphibious Leaders Symposium excludes China. The U.S. trade deficit with China may be underestimated. Xi Jinping may be loath to leave Beijing. Car batteries could be the next on the list of disappearing items on American shelves due to a new law that went into effect June 21st. The Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, effective as of yesterday, will block the import of goods linked to forced labor by Uyghurs and other persecuted groups in China, according to Human Rights Watch. It requires importers to prove that no element of their product was produced through forced labor in the past 2 years. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection has issued a series of orders to block most imports tied to the Xinjiang region, including cotton, tomatoes, computer parts, silica-based products, and others. In April, more than 300 solar projects in the U.S. had been canceled or delayed because of an investigation by the Federal Commerce Department, reported the New York Times. Electric cars rely on new lithium-ion batteries, 76% of which are produced in China. Also, most of the metals needed to produce the batteries are processed in China's western Xinjiang region, reported again the New York Times. This technology will also affect power grids, cell phones, and laptops. The research firm Benchmark Mineral Intelligence stated China processes 50 to 100% of the world's lithium, nickel, cobalt, magnesium, and graphite, and makes 80% of the cells that power lithium-ion batteries. If you were to look at any electric vehicle battery, there would be some involvement from China, said Daisy Jennings-Gray, a senior analyst. Chinese companies such as Xinjiang Non-Ferrous Metal Industry Group plays an important role in the battery supply chains. It claims to be one of China's largest producers of lithium and the second largest producer of nickel cathode, key ingredients to batteries and stainless steel, according to New York Times. The CCP's support for the Xinjiang company, according to their social media posts, have enabled them to send hundreds of workers in recent years to work in mines and smelting factories that produce rare earth metals. The CCP has denied the forced labor allegations in the region and called them the lie of the century, but it has acknowledged sending Uyghurs from the rural south of the region to its more industrial north. The connection between critical minerals and work transfer programs in Xinjiang is recognized as a potentially coercive labor practice by the U.S. and other governments. The broad array of goods with ties to Xinjiang present unique challenges for U.S. regulators. Congressman Thomas Suozzi, a New York Democrat, believes that banning products from the Xinjiang region might raise the price of goods, but, quote, "we can't continue to do business with people that are violating basic human rights." China may be spying on Americans through their smart coffee machinery, according to a report by American researcher Christopher Balding. Software in the machines connects to the internet via owners' smartphones, allowing China to access time and location data in domestic settings and payment info in commercial settings. Balding specifically cited the Kalerm machines manufactured in Jiangsu, China. Balding told the Washington Post that China's data collection is pervasive. Quote, "As a manufacturing hub of the world, they can put data collection capability in all kinds of devices." Balding's research firm could not disclose their data gathering methods so as to not compromise future investigations. A former Deputy National Security Advisor, Matthew Pottinger, testified to Congress last year that China has enough data to assemble a dossier on every American. He said, "The party now compiles dossiers on millions of foreign citizens around the world using the material that it gathers to influence, target, intimidate, reward, blackmail, flatter, humiliate, and ultimately divide and conquer." Voice of America reported that following the Shangri-La Dialogue, Japan and the United States this week jointly hosted the Pacific Amphibious Leaders Symposium to discuss naval forces from nearly 20 countries and regional stability in the Indo-Pacific region. China, specifically, was excluded from participating, while meanwhile several generals from the Taiwanese military attended as observers. The military strength of Japan was a specific note. Experts say that although the Japanese self-defense force may not call itself an army, it certainly has the strength of one, exceeding the power of many other countries. The exact strength of Japan's forces is somewhat elusive. Two estimates put Japan's military ranking at 5th and 17th in the world, but a 2021 report from the Lowy Institute, an Australian think tank, asserts that Japan's comprehensive political, economic, and military strength ranks 3rd after the United States and China. Japanese defense officials have revealed that Chinese submarines cannot penetrate the Pacific Ocean through the Ryukyu Islands or the Bashi Strait without being detected by American and Japanese anti-submarine systems. Jeffrey Hornung, an expert on Japan from the American think tank the Rand Corporation, points out that Japanese forces can indeed assist the U.S. military and that the combination of forces from all sides is more than enough to dominate the Asia-Pacific. The trade deficit is one of the main reasons the U.S. has placed tariffs on Chinese goods. But according to the Wall Street Journal, China exploits a loophole on the U.S. side which allows nearly $1 billion in overseas packages to avoid scrutiny. In the spotlight is a rule which allows trace shipments. These are relatively small orders from mainland China for usually less than $800 that go uncounted toward the trade balance. An economist with the prosperous United States Alliance, Jeff Ferry, said that these micro shipments often go unchecked for value by customs when transported to the U.S. and that they don't show up in statistics. The Wall Street Journal cites a customs database showing that roughly 2 million of these packages enter the U.S. every day, amounting to about 800 million annually. More than 50% of them come directly from China. Retailers suffer as a result and are beginning to take notice. As of June 21st, due to the implementation of the Forced Uyghur Labor Prevention Act, U.S. Customs must investigate all products from China to weed out those which may have been manufactured in forced labor camps in Xinjiang. This means that trace packages will also be subject to additional scrutiny and fines if there are problems with the exporter. The extra scrutiny has increased the difficulty of importing from China. Many business owners from southern China are anticipating that exporting to the U.S. will be impacted. June 19th will mark the 25th anniversary of Britain's handing over of Hong Kong to China. To commemorate the day, Beijing has approved a new chief executive, Li Jiachao. Li's inauguration ceremony will be held on July 1st. There has been speculation about whether Xi Jinping will visit the small island for the event. In an interview with Sound of Hope, a current affairs commentator and veteran rights lawyer, Mr. Pu Sang, predicted he wouldn't for 3 reasons. First, there are rumors that Mr. Xi is ill, and that if this is true, he doesn't want his condition leaking to the public. Second, COVID-19 cases are currently spreading in Hong Kong, and he doesn't want to risk contracting. Both of these reasons point to the third and most important, the ongoing power struggles within the upper ranks of the CCP ahead of the 20th National Congress. These are very concerning. Going to Hong Kong in this environment would be akin to the mistake Mikhail Gorbachev made in 1991 when he left Moscow. His brief departure led to the military coup and collapse of the Soviet Union. But Sang points out that Xi is still in firm control of the military and the propaganda machines and far from defeated, quote, but the undercurrent is very strong and the power struggle will gradually enter into a white-hot state. He he will not want to go to Hong Kong at this sensitive juncture. Reading the underworkings of the Communist Party is terribly difficult, as it is one of the most opaque organizations in the world, but here at Sound of Hope we try to do just that. Please continue to join us every weekday for more China Briefs. We'll see you tomorrow.